Why can't I? It's got so there in it.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. And our guest has arrived. Tommy, you're very welcome. Good to see you, man. You look like you're having a nice, relaxing time.
Bro, have you seen the video?
Yeah, you sent me it.
Mate, like, I'm just in the hairdressers, yeah? So I'm in, and I'm getting my hair cut because I'm obviously coming back. I'm coming back, yeah. So I'm getting my hair cut, and there was a Muslim gentleman, and he sat next to me in the hairdressers a week ago, yeah?
Yeah.
Didn't say nothing, didn't say a word. Right? I was on my own. I'm in there with my son today, right? So as I've gone to leave, he's standing at the door. He said, "Not so fucking big now, are you?" I said, "What are you talking about? Like, what are you going on about?" And then he started getting at Larry, and it was like waiting for everyone, all the hairdressers, to hold him back. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I said to him, as it was all going on, I said, because my son's there. Right? I don't want my son to see me rolling around on the floor, really. Yeah? I don't really want to see that. I've had to apologise to my son. But I said, I'm going to find out who you are. Yeah? And I'm going to contact you. It took 20 minutes, yeah, of putting his picture on here. I got his contact. So I sent him a message saying, and he said to me, "Watch when you do find out who I am. You're not going to want to fuck with me yet." So I found out so I messaged him saying, "Well, I found out who you are, and I don't give zero fucks about who you are. He's worth £1 billion, yeah? Right? That geezer runs ANC, some big firm in Dubai. He's the director, the head of it, which is obviously why he thinks he's untouchable. But it's like, you started on a man with his child. Yeah?
It was ridiculous. I saw the footage. I mean, the footage I saw was just absolutely outrageous. You know, and I was just thinking, you know,
he's gone to the police, Richard. He's gone to the police. Have you seen my latest tweet?
Well, the good thing is the video shows that you didn't lay a finger on it. Simple as that.
But then what he's done is, so I messaged him then. Once I found out who he was, I messaged him saying, all right, Bilal, yeah, you overstepped the mark there with a child. My son's at home now, so where are you? I'll come see you, yeah? Because by tomorrow, I'll know everything about you. At the minute, I know who you are.
Yeah.
I don't know where you live, but I know who you are. You have brought trouble in front of my son, who you've scared him. Come and meet me. And then he messaged me back saying, "I'm at the police station." It's like typical Islam. Being the aggressor, right? Then there's going to be a problem, and then you're crying the victim. He's down there giving a statement. He said the police are going to catch up with me. It's like, what are they going to catch up with me for, mate? I've got the video. I was with my son. You was aggressive and threatening. Because it's come on top of it, and you know now that I know who you are, and then I want to meet you. I will. And he's like, "Well, we'll see you. I've seen you 3 times. Yeah, I know where you are. But anyway, I'm with my family. I'm just with my family."
Do you know what? I'll be honest with you, right? I was so angry, like, you know, just watching it, because, you know, it's like when you get in a confrontation, and this is what, you know, people that have never had a fight in their lives don't understand what it's like when you're in that situation and someone's putting it on you, and you don't particularly want it to be put on you because you're with your family. And it's a horrendous situation to be in. You know, it's like I had with that clamp at Dowson at the weekend, you know, threatening me and all that sort of bullshit, you know. And again, you know, I know where he lives. I know everything about him. I'm not, you know, he's a waste of time. He's not even worth bothering. But it's do you know what? See, coming up these demos, Tommy, I find it's always the same. Everything comes on top. It's like, it's because we're fighting against evil. And I genuinely believe that. And it just,
in the build up to it, man. But I just said, like, I don't know what man. I still don't get. Like, I said it to him now. I said, I would never do this in front of your kids. Yeah, like, you're a coward. This makes you a coward. Like, I'm not.
Yeah.
But anyway, old Bilal McGowl, the wrong one. He's at the police station. He's at the police
station.
I put a picture of his angry face. I sent him a picture of his own angry face, looking all with a speech bubble. And it said, "I'm going to get aggressive in front of someone's child and run to the police station."
What? I mean, he just looked like a total twat, didn't he? He was just like a little pretty boy. I was just thinking, what a scumbag, like, you know what I mean? But, and you done well, mate, because you didn't react to it. You were cool. You were cool. You know, you didn't back down, but you didn't react to it either. So I mean, at the end of the day, you know, he's the one. As far as I can see, he actually swung out. So I mean, you know, to me,
I'm meant to be having a relaxing time with my kids, man. But anyway,
oh mate, what? Yeah.
June the 1st.
June the 1st. Yeah, let's talk about Saturday. What could possibly go wrong?
Everything.
Exactly.
No,
it's going to be.
I truthfully don't think it will. Yeah.
No, I don't.
I truthfully believe that the way it's set up, so that people understand, is there is going to be a counter protest to us. Yeah. But they're going to be by Parliament, and the police have literally got big barriers sectioning off the roads. So for them to get where we are, impossible. We don't want to. One thing I want to say is, as our march comes into Parliament Square, if they are over there and you can see their flags, ignore them. Yeah, they're irrelevant in what we're doing. We have worked for this to put on a day that can be enjoyed by families, by old people, by young people. So we just ask that everyone comes with the right attitude for that. And that's not me putting down. I believe the anger that's currently in people across this country is totally justified. Yeah, we are justified to be furious, angry, scared, all of these things at what they've allowed to happen to our country and the way it's been policed and governed. And the fact that they've took the safety away from your families, yeah, for parents to feel safe. Well, look what's happening. Just look at Bournemouth. Look at the rape statistics of Bournemouth over the last 8 years. Look at a woman, a 15-year-old girl getting dragged out in the sea and raped in the sea, yeah, by, I think it was a Moroccan migrant. And then you've got a woman being murdered, stabbed to death on the beach. 2 people being stabbed by a 17-year-old, looks like another migrant, yeah. But
and again, they're covering. They're not saying who he is. They're keeping very quiet about his background and where he's come from. You know, I had to pull that in there, Tommy, because I was looking tiny. You were looking absolutely massive in the camera. I looked like a little dwarf in the background.
Well, just stand next to me and get your own back on me when we're on.
I know. But no, I mean,
if anyone notices, I've got my mate Bravo. He's about 2 inches taller than me. His job on demo day is to stand next to me.
That's it. Andy's an absolute handful as well, so nobody's going to get anywhere near you. Bravo standing next to you. You know what I mean? He's a legend. Bravo, if you're watching, just be there on Saturday and be in good form, mate. You know what I mean?
Be there and make me look bigger.
Yeah. But no, listen. I think it's going to be a mega day. I mean, listen. Do you know what? I was sitting down and working out how much work we've all put into this. I mean, and I think there's probably like 10 people at the minute that are pretty much at this full tilt to get this demo to where it is. And I honestly, I think we can't stress enough. We don't want anyone kicking off. We wanted to make ourselves look like the good, respectable citizens that we are. Do you know what I mean? That's what we want.
We don't want to give them what they want. We want to beat them. Yeah? So don't give them what they want. We want to beat them. And to be honest, if I thought it would help her go into London and kick off, if I thought it would, but I don't, yeah? It doesn't, okay? We are in the process of winning the hearts and minds of the British public, of them realising they've been lied to, they've been deceived, of them realising that these traitors in Parliament are working against the interests of our country and our people. There's not one of them in there. I saw Nigel Farage get interviewed earlier, and in the question, or Nigel Farage got asked questions earlier about mass deportations, and he wouldn't answer it. It's like he won't even say it. It's like, look, we need
I mean. Well, we all know about Farage, because I mean we saw what he did if Farage hadn't shafted us in 2018, we would be in a total. We'd be like Geert Wilders now. We would honestly, that's where we would be. And people have got to realise that. And look, at the end of the day, I get people are frustrated and they want to vote reform and all the rest of it. My opinion on it, and it's just my opinion, a vote for reform is a vote for Labour. And I hate the Tories with a passion. I hate them with a passion. But what we need is to try and rein Labour in. Because can you imagine Labour with a 100-seat majority? The chaos they're going to bring on our country would be absolutely horrific.
See, my view is that this election doesn't matter, because you can't stop it anyway. Labour are going to get in. And it doesn't matter in the sense that they're all the same. There is no populist party. There is no party that's actually going to close the borders, that's going to get rid of the migrants in the hotels, that's going to deport them all. There's no one that's going to do it. They're handing over a baton. Rishi Sunak is purposely losing the election. He loses the election, Keir Starmer takes over. It's still the same globalist interest by the big corporations who control both parties. It is no difference. There's no point. What we need to do is plan 4 years, the next 4 years.
Exactly.
We need to galvanise, like the Muslim vote are galvanising. We need to galvanise and electrify the working class. We need to give them something to feel part of. We need to build communities in every town and city so that we have organised groups in every town and city that can sway the seats like they do, that can then make our demands to the government. Like they're making demands. This whole election has become about Gaza. The whole election should be about grooming gangs, and it should be politicians saying they're going to support them. But we don't galvanise. We don't come together as a vote bank. But the Islamic community do. We've got a lot of catching up to do. We've got a lot of work to do. I had a discussion today with Lawrence, Calvin, Mayor Tusi, Calvin Robertson, and the discussion, I've reached out to multiple other people, was just asking questions, which is what we're going to do Saturday, yeah? We don't want to launch anything on Saturday, we want to lay the foundations to say, listen, there's a lot of people here, not just them, there's a lot of Katie Hopkins of this world, there's a lot of other Paul Forbes, there's a lot of other, whether you call them influencers, activists, citizen journalists, there's a lot of people with large reaches now who I think need to get around the table and decide how can we work to save our culture and country. Yeah, what is it we can do? And that doesn't evolve from me saying what we can do. It evolves. I said today, everyone write out what the goal is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone write out what your goal is. Yeah. That's what I've got to throw it into the group. Every one of us write out what your goal is, and every one of us write what 10 points you think we need to stand on. Yeah. And then when we all sit down together, let's marry them. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? That's my little setup. Do you want to see my setup?
Yeah, go for it. I bet it's better than mine.
It's not the ketchup. It's on some paddle balls, yeah, because I love paddle. Yeah? But let me put that back in. But that's just, and there's a lot of people, from what I understand, a lot of other influential people in this country that are worried and scared, yeah, of what's happening in this country, and there's no counterculture to it. Yeah,
exactly.
It's just the establishment of each party, the heads of each party, doing whatever they want against your interests. Not even discussing. Look, the whole election's about Gaza.
Yeah.
What? This whole next election is about Gaza. Yeah. That's what the election's about. What about all the things that matter to us? What about everything that we hold dear in this country? I'll be honest. Who gives a shit about Gaza? Yeah. That's not our problem. Okay. So our election should not be about Gaza, a terrorist-controlled state. But it is, and the appeasement we're seeing from the Labour Party, if Labour do get in, which I believe they will, maybe that'll be the breaking point for many to realise it's time to get up. It's time to get organised. Yeah, the moaning about Labour winning the election when we know that probably at least 50% of the country aren't even going to vote. Yeah, but they're going to moan. Like me, I never voted. Yeah, people like me are going to go fucking look what's going on. This is outrageous. But if you're not going to get up and even for one day vote, or commit yourself and sacrifice your time to join something, and I'm not saying everyone has all the answers. I hope that people come. I hope that at the end of the day, on the 1st, we can ask you, have you had a good time today? Yeah? Have you felt part of something? Do you want this movement? Like, do we need it? And hopefully we're going to send a message to the establishment. I want to look at that building and tell them, because by God, they will be watching. You see, if we get the numbers I'm expecting us to get, it will scare them. It will send a message to them. But the movement doesn't need to be a movement headed by Tommy Robinson. It doesn't need to be a movement founded by Tommy Robinson, which is not going to be. As I said, the point is to reach out to 20, 30 top-ranking, influential peoples, the Neil Olivers of this world, the Mark Steins of this world, all these different people, and put to them, what do you think a cultural movement should look like? Yeah, what would your input be? What points can you agree on? But more so on Saturday, I'm looking forward to playing the film that was made.
Yeah.
Lawfare, a Totalitarian State. And I'm looking forward to just enjoying a day of celebrating being British and English. Yeah, enjoying sending the optics around the world of what London should look like. I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, I honestly think that something's changed for the good. You know, that St. George's Day was a fantastic day. I mean, and it could have been a total disaster, to be honest with you. And Danny, fair play to him, he pulled it out of the bag at the last minute and made that thing happen. St. George's Day was a mega day. You winning the court case on that day. But back end of last year, I'll be honest with you, I was thinking, do you know what? We can't win this. I was ready to just walk away from it all, just say, hang up the boots. I've done 7 years doing this. I'm done with it, right? But there's something changed. There's something changed in the way you're actually thinking as well, that we're all thinking different. We're all thinking, how can we actually win now? Whereas what we were doing was saying, this is the problem, this is the problem. I don't even talk about the problem anymore because there's no point. We all know what the problem is. It's finding the solutions is what we need to do now.
Public perception's changed.
Yeah.
Elon Musk giving us back our voice has changed.
Yeah.
Do you know the reach? I've just been to a restaurant with my children, yeah?
Yeah.
Three different people. I'm currently sat in Portugal. Three different people come up to me in that restaurant talking about June the 1st. In that restaurant.
Brilliant.
In Portugal.
Brilliant.
So the word is out there. The problem we've had for the last 5 years we haven't been able to get the word out there. We've been holding a big event in Telford showing a premiere of a fabulous investigative journalist piece on grooming and trying to get people together. And we haven't been able to reach them because we've been so censored. And for years, it was just us. Yeah. Now, with the rising activists of journalism, from the Voice of Wales, from Mayor Tusi, from Paul, lots of people have took that step to decide where they stand and to start working for what they stand for. And there's a lot of people now. So I'm optimistic. We're in a terrible place. The country's in a terrible place, but we are the majority. Yeah, but they've tried to make you, each one of you, feel like you're part of a fringe extremist movement. Yeah, when in reality, we are the mainstream. And the majority,
we're the centre ground. I mean, that's what I keep saying. Years ago, I spoke to Ian Paisley, and he'd done that deal with Sinn Féin and all the rest of it. And I was going, "What do you do that for?" And he said to me, he says, "Richard, he says, you can't fight against the centre." And what we're showing now, what Farage did at the weekend was, I mean, it was actually funny when you saw the way when that fella said to him, "Are you talking about Muslims?" And Farage kind of went, "Well, yes, I am," very, very quietly and sheepishly, because he knew he's one of us now, Tommy. He's crossed the line. Do you know what I mean? He's on our side of the fence.
Yeah, but do you know what, Rich? He's done it, and it's acceptable to say it because
exactly
now he knows his think tanks, the millions that they spend, will tell them the public are on this wavelength.
Yeah.
So you say that, it's going to get you public support. You're not going to get fired from your job, which is all he cared about, really. You're not going to lose your big contracts. It's okay to say it now. But the problem is, when it wasn't okay to say it, when you did get fired, when you did get attacked, I said, as I said, I've nearly been scrapping in the street. Everywhere Nigel Farage goes, he's got £500,000 security for the year.
Exactly. And like you say, I mean, when it wasn't acceptable, the thing is, I said today, I said, what he should do, he should be picking up the phone and saying, "I need to speak to Tommy Robinson." That's what Nigel Farage should be doing now. He should be reaching out and saying,
to be honest, sometimes I do hold it. I do. Do you know what it is? I felt so disappointed at times. I've tried to view it different ways. When the way he described our supporters as tattooed knuckle draggers,
disgusting. It's disgusting.
It wound me up so much. But I looked at what he'd done with Brexit, and I look at where he got Brexit, and I thought that he's dedicated his whole life to trying to get Brexit. And our involvement and UKIP's, he may have seen that may risk what he's worked 30 years for. So I justify what he'd done for himself, so that there can be an olive branch. Say, okay, you threw us under the bus, but if that was for the greater good, I don't mind for someone I don't mind if a journalist wants to sit on TV and slam Tommy Robinson and then talk about it. If that's what makes you comfortable about talking about the issues need to be talked about, you slam me because I don't care. Yeah. But that's how I justify what happened with Nigel. So Nigel is a fabulous orator. He's done fabulous work. I think now he realises, and hopefully he realises, and he also hopefully realises that just because we're working class, and that's what the problem is, and I know that's what the problem is, just because we're working class doesn't mean we're tattooed thugs who are stupid, Nigel, or racist,
To me, I mean, at the end of the day, you've been ahead of the game since 2009. And everybody else is playing catch up now, and that's all right. I mean,
only because I saw it growing up. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. And and many of us did. Anyone that grew up in a working class northern town or in Luton or any of these areas where we had these problems, we knew. When I was in the military, we went to Northern Ireland in 1987, and we said exactly what's happened with the Protestant Catholics here is going to be happening with the two different demographics in the UK in 20 years' time, and 20 years later, 7/7 happened. So this has been coming and brooding for a long, long time. But I honestly think we're at the cusp of something absolutely mega. And I think Saturday, and I just want to say, if you're thinking about not going on Saturday because you're worried about violence, there won't be violence. There's not going to be any. We have done so much work with the police. Literally, we have had meeting after meeting after meeting. Now, if the police throw us under the bus now and there is violence, it's not going to be because of us. It's going to be because the left or the police. But I don't think the police are going to cause any problems. I really don't.
No, they're not. I don't
they're not.
They are. I know we get.
I don't. I'm trusted those guys that we've met. I kind of trust those guys we're going to meet, and I might be foolish, and I might get egg on my face. Well, I know. I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, mate. Do you know what I mean? I don't trust them. I don't trust them either. But what I'm going to say, if we don't kick off, right? If none of our lads kick off, if everyone behaves themselves, nobody can do anything, and that's where you need real discipline.
If you're watching this and you're with a group of men and you come to a demonstration and one of the group is acting out of strange, put him in his place, lads. Yeah, pull him in, rein him in, right? And I'm not gonna mock him or try and to put him down for his anger. Yeah, just say, lads, you've got to control it, right? If we want to beat them, you see what they'd want. You see what the opposition would want. Let me tell you what the Marxists, the communists, what they will do is they will attempt to put people infiltrated within our march route, and they will attempt to provoke a reaction. Now, their job is to go there and get a reaction. If you get angry and react, you're giving them exactly what they want. Yeah, we will have stewards the whole route of the demonstration. Thank you in advance to the people who have volunteered their time to come and meet early on that morning to help to put themselves in harm's way. We will have stewards. We will also have stewards preventing people from wherever the opposition are. We don't want you going over to them. We will direct you into the crowd. We have, do you know what I've got to do, Richard? What's the time? I've got to write the, I'll do it by the morning, I'll just get up early. I've got to write the sequence of speeches. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 speakers. 6 speakers, 4 songs from the lady on the piano, music, DJ. We've got videos to play with each song. We've got videos from some other people. Now, and again, to people, if we pull this off, if we pull this off, London and the UK could become the epicenter of street resistance against what's happening. I don't want to look to Ireland and get excited. I don't want to look to the French and get excited about what they're doing. I want the rest of Europe and the rest of the world to look at us and see us organised, see us putting on huge rallies and events and pressure and getting ourselves organised in a way that we can tackle and build community-wise a resistance to what's currently happening. Yeah? We cannot and we will not, and I want to be able to stand on that stage and tell them, you underestimated the fight and the spirit and the will of the British people. We have been asleep. We've all been asleep. So many, not just asleep, but the apathy of what can we do. And I'm not saying we have the answers for everything, but if we have a vision, if a vision's built of like-minded individuals with the same core values and goals, that of what we need and what we want to protect in this nation, there is an opportunity there, I think, for something to build that can grow, that can sweep this country, because everywhere I go, the support I get shown for our ideas, everyone, the majority of the people want an end to immigration. The majority of people want these people out of the hotels and sent back. The majority of people don't want the World Economic Forum taking over our rights of our country. The majority of people, we are the majority. Stop. They tried to fringe us, and we've allowed them to. Now, the difference is that once we can get a common agreement by Mayor Toosey, by Carl Benjamin, by Lawrence Fox, by Katie Hopkins, by Liam Tufts, by Paul Thorpe, by Voice of Wales, once we can get a consortium of people, if you could get Neil Oliver, if you could get Patrick Christie, if you could get all of these people to agree to these principles, we, at the flick of a switch, would have the largest reach of any media in the world. In the world,
Exactly.
We decide to unite together to control the narrative that they usually control. I want to laugh at them on Saturday, when we introduce citizen journalists, because that's what we're going to do. When I introduce the citizen journalists who are the future media, not them, right? Sky News. How many people are going to watch your fucking shit show?
Exactly.
Because
do you know what?
Tommy,
I used to watch all the news channels. I used to watch everything, Sky, BBC, the whole lot. I was always into politics news the whole time. I don't watch any of them now. I do not watch a single mainstream channel. And even the likes of GB News, I used to watch that a lot when it first came out. I'm watching that less and less. It's all YouTube. Everything's on YouTube. Everything's on Twitter, because that's where it's all at. And I mean, do you know what? I don't normally get excited about demos, mega excited, but this one, I'm as excited about this one as I was about. Do you remember the DFLA one or the FLA one in 2017 in Park Lane? Now actually that was all football lads, and there wasn't one bit of violence. The discipline of those lads was exemplary, and this is what I want to say, because there was loads of football lads coming. If you can have the same discipline, The
difference between that and now is there was no citizen journalism. So the media ignored that. So 70,000 people marched and no one in the UK knew they marched, Well, we've got a media team of 15 different people at the minute,
Yeah.
who are all there to take videos and pump them around the world about what's happening in our capital. We don't need the BBC. We don't need some newspaper. We don't need any of them. Right? They're irrelevant. In fact, we have got press passes. They ain't getting any of them. To get access into our event, it is the citizen journalists who are given priority. And there's lots of them. Everyone who's anyone from citizen journalism is going to be there. They are the people who are going to be given access. They're the people you can trust. They're the people who can ask whatever questions they want. Because we know they'll live stream it, put their videos out with a true picture of what's going on. So I'm really excited, Rich. I'm really excited.
Yeah, me too. And tell me this. I mean, when you're talking about values, what, just so that people understand the sort of things that's going through your head, what's the sort of things that you're thinking about for this values? But
no censorship, freedom of speech, stop the sexualisation of children, stop all this bullshit, get rid of DEI. But again, I have the things that I've got. Richard, you've wrote loads that you've got. We all have. I'd like to build a movement that's a movement. It has to be what everyone.
Exactly.
Everyone thinks. So I don't. It shouldn't be rushed. It shouldn't be rushed. You shouldn't be trying to rush something for this Saturday. What should happen this Saturday is we're going to show the country and lots of other people. The people are with us here. The movement's there. The people are waiting. Let's all get organised. Let's build an ideology that is fair, that everyone can agree on. So look, I have my issues that I want. I will continue with my journalism to go after and highlight the things I want to highlight. I will continue to be a journalist and do the work I do. Some people who join this movement may not agree with me on every point, and they don't have to. That's the point. You don't have to support Israel. You can support Palestine. You don't have to be a Labour. You can be a Labour Party or Conservative Party. The core values that will protect our culture being eroded, that will protect the destruction of this nation, which are simple and should be easily agreeable from sane patriots in this country. That's the point to get people around the table to agree on. And if they can agree on that, then we can agree a way of working together. I want to say it this Saturday. I know so many people who are going to be there that are travelling on their own. Make sure this is the last time they're travelling on their own.
Absolutely.
Hug each other, shake each other's hands. These are your brothers and sisters. These are your country's men and women that are going to fight next to you. These are the people that are going to combine together. So we need divisions. I don't want to call them divisions because we had them with the English Defence League. But we need to bring people together as communities to know each other in their towns and cities. We need to build that. Again, this is like everyone has to have their input, but there needs to be a 4-year plan. So by the time the next election comes, we're not sitting in the mess we are now.
Exactly. And I honestly think, I mean, here's the thing, Tommy, we got Brexit, 17.4 million people voted for Brexit. I honestly believe, because a lot of Remainers would believe what we believe, a lot of people who vote Remain will believe what we believe. I believe we could have 30 million people agreeing with us on what we believe in. I really believe that. If you get that...
The public want free speech. The public, stop all these hate speech laws. End it. End the persecution. End the harassment of people for saying something on Twitter. End it all, okay? Total free speech is what we need in this nation. We need more speech, not less speech. We don't need you, because these hate speech laws are not aimed at, for example, I spoke to a Muslim today, an ex-Muslim. Ali Dawah stating, he would watch and have people who leave Islam killed, You don't get talking to by the police. Yet someone who says Christians need to stand up gets a visit banging on the door by counter-terrorism and nurses, They're not there to stop hate speech. They're there to prevent discussion. They're there to intimidate people into silence, so that as the country is Islamified, people are too scared to even talk about it. We're supposed to sit back in fear. And these ideologies, our government and our politicians have cowered. Cowered to whether it be Marxist Black Lives Matter, whether it be Islam. They cower in fear. They cower in fear of ideologies that wish to the destruction of our nation. Well, we won't cower in fear of them. We will never cower in fear of them. And they are pandering to them. So and essentially, when people fear their politicians, Calvin Robertson, this was, when people fear their politicians, it's tyranny. When politicians fear the people, it's democracy. Within the next 4 years, we're going to make them fear us. At the minute, they fear one community. The reason that they don't come down on the Islamic community and the pro-Palestinian demonstrators is because they're scared of them. They fear them. They fear their organisation. They fear their ability to bring people out. We're sitting there like sitting ducks, just getting mugged off. We're getting treated like second-class citizens in our own country. We're on second on the housing list. You're not getting on everything, yeah? On everything. It's just pure common sense, basic. British people should be treated first. British people should be getting homes first. British children should be getting school places first, not some Somalian who come here last week. So there's so many issues that affect so many people. But yeah, June the 1st is the coming together of lots of people who want to send to the establishment and let them know that we will be silent no more. We're getting organised and we won't back down.
Yeah, and I think the other thing I'm thinking, Tommy, is it's very time precious. This, we can't get this wrong, and we are running out of time. So people can't think, oh well, I'll not get involved now. Everybody in this country that thinks like us needs to get involved now, because this is the time. Because we've tried it before, we've been here before. We've done. Look, we had UKIP, we had DFLA, EDL, all that sort of stuff going back. This is totally different. This is for everybody in the country. Do you know what it is, Tommy? It's for every single ordinary, decent citizen. It's an army of ordinary people. That's what it is.
My DMs, man, when we talk about what they've tried to portray us as, my DMs is just full of migrants, man. Like decent migrants come here.
Yeah.
Millions of Jamaicans.
Yeah.
From everywhere, wanting to support us, coming out to support us. The amount of gay people I get messaging me, who are terrified and scared. That's why I keep going on about separating the LGB, which don't get wound up with the sexualisation of children, which is the perverted paedophile movement of the LGBTQ plus. Don't get mixed up with just ordinary gay people. Yeah,
totally.
Who have had their own movement hijacked. So I just I think that there's a real undercurrent, and I sense it. I feel it.
I do.
I see it every day in my messages, man. My messages are so great to sit and read. I just sit and read them. I'm sorry if you're one of the people who send me direct messages, because I simply can't answer. I flick through, I screenshot some, I share a few a day. But I have some fabulous messages, man. Inspirational messages, some really heartwarming messages for myself. But I also gauge just how the country's feeling, man, and how there's well, let's see on June the 1st, eh?
I mean, do you know what? I think June the 1st is going to be great, but this is just the start of it. I know in my heart that this is going to be something that this country has never seen before. The way it's going to be done, the establishment, and I think we've got to be aware the establishment are going to come against us with everything they've got. We know that, but they've done that for the last 7 years, 10 years, whatever. Anyway,
I'm already thinking, wonder what's going to happen when I come home.
Yeah. Well, you know what they're like. They're not going to give you an easy ride, brother. But
what?
People are praying for you. People are praying for you.
What? It doesn't matter. The reason I've been away, so everyone understands, is we've been finishing and piecing together the film. Yeah. So it's done now, right? It's done. It wasn't done 2 weeks ago. Yeah. So if I would have got nicked or grabbed 2 weeks ago, there wouldn't be a film to show. Yeah. They could have stopped it, but we've gone through now, finished it, finalised it. We have a finished product. So yeah.
Well, having said that, like I've said before, if they nick you and lock you up, they're going to have a lot bigger headache than if you're out. Because believe you me, if they
no matter what they do from this point on, it works for us. Yeah,
they can't stop us.
Stop us and crush us. You'll bring more support. It's so obvious. The public are watching now. They saw what happened on 26th of November when I went to the anti-Semitism rally. They saw the unlawful policing. They saw the abuse of power. The court recognised the abuse of power. If they try and do it again, which I don't want them to, obviously, but whatever they try to do to stop what we're about to do, they can't stop what's coming. So they can try, but I actually believe it will have the adverse effect. It will bring more support to us, more people to get up off their asses in anger and frustration of what they're trying to do. So, yeah,
and again, you've carried this burden yourself for all these years. But the reality is, there's other people popping up now, like you say, Paul Thorpe, Maya Tusi, all the rest of them. So it becomes a multi-headed hydra. So if they get you, then all the other ones rise up. And
that's only for this demonstration. As I said, whatever movement flows from here, it's not my movement.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I tell you, it's exciting. I mean, listen, guys, you've got to get there on Saturday.
We have a great sound system. The PA, the stage that we've got, the screen we've got, it's huge. it's going to be brilliant, man. It's going to be emotional at times. We've got a tribute for Andy Bomber. Andy Bomber was a dear friend of mine.
Oh, man.
Dear friend of all of ours. Do you know what? I must have listened. We've got a song playing for him, and I've listened to it 1,000 times.
Beautiful.
To get all the tears out of my system, man.
Beautiful. I mean, I've done a couple of bits about Andy Bomber. Andy, do you know what? He was probably one of the strongest men in our movement, right? A strong lad. And when any of us were going through a bit of trouble, I had a bit of trouble last year. He was phoning me up twice a month saying, "Richie, you all right? You do?" And I didn't know Andy that well. He wasn't like, it wasn't like we spent loads of time together. But I spent a couple of days with him when we were doing Rate of Britain, and he was, he cared about what was going on in my life, and I know he did that with loads of other people. And there's a massive hole in the movement after what happened to Andy, and it's like, again, this is a tribute. This Saturday to me has got to be a tribute to Andy as much as anything else, brother.
We're going to do a tribute to Andy, because Andy has been by my side for everything. Do you know what the dude would have took? Do you know, you can't say that. Andy Bomber would have took a bullet for me.
100%.
I don't think he would have. Yeah, the geezer would have took a bullet for me. But what level of respect or love is that, man?
Yeah, 100%.
I think that I should have had him glued to me. I spoke to him every day up until that point. Spoke to him the night before, convinced him to stop it the night before.
I know.
3 times before that, when he was at that point. And I just think I should have just took him with me by my side for a month, man, just to get next to me.
But do you know what, brother? You can't do that, because at the end of the day, it's not on you. You know what I mean?
No, that's what said. It's still like, I just think, fucking hell, man.
I know. You always think, could you done more? You always think, could you done more? And
I think everyone can think that about everything, and maybe.
I'll be honest with you, without getting all sentimental. I think what we've got to do, and I said this to one of the other lads earlier on the week. This is what we've got to do. We've got to make sure that we all do look after each other, and it's like all this petty infighting and bollocks. Just get rid of it. It can't, because I've been guilty of that as much as anyone. It can't happen. See, if we're trying to build a movement, we've got to be. Yeah, we've got to have unity. We've got
unity and
love.
But I don't respect, mate. I'll be honest. Yeah, there's not many people I respect. I've met so many people that I have friendships, and then I have respect. I respect the Bomber, man. I respect him.
Me too.
I respect him, Bob. And he was always there for me, man. Always there, Bob.
He was rock solid. He was rock solid.
Essentially, that's not. So we have got a tribute. We've got a tribute to the victims of Telford.
Yeah.
We've got a tribute for Andrew Bomber, who was a friend to many. Brother to many. And do you know what else is? Anyway, look. Saturday, there's lots of points I want to make. Lots of points each one of our speakers is going to make. Do you know what I've got to do, which I haven't done yet? To get, I have to write the list. Who speaks when, which video plays when, which order that goes in. We've got a few little play out things, so I need to get that done. I'll get that done by the morning, so then we can just get the videos to the AV guys.
No, it's good. Listen, it's going to be mad. It's going to be a special day. I tell you here and now, it's going to be a special day. And
it's going to be a stressful day.
It is.
It's a stressful day. You know what? I don't get to enjoy it. I always said, whenever I've usually done my speech, and do you know what? Even when I look back at other events, I was fucking off my head. Look, when I say off my head, I'd have been out partying all night before.
I know.
Do you remember the Day for Freedom? The Day for Freedom.
Man.
I've been with Gavin McGuinness for 2 days, partying all around the UK. We turned up, we're in a hotel, we're still partying. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning, we've got a big demo day. Like, when I look at it now, I look at it and just think, what the fuck, man? How did I even do that? And then I look back and watch the videos and I think, how did I even do that? But that's the difference. So I believe I'm in a totally different place currently now than I was and have been for years. Unfortunately, I was in a terrible place at times. I think that, I'm excited, and I think that we really are on the cusp of something. We've reached the public again. It doesn't matter what the media say about us anymore. It doesn't matter what anyone says about us. and we're not perfect, and we're not going to be
No,
perfect.
no, we're not perfect. I mean, we're all failed human beings. That's what we are. We're just, we're just doing our best, mate. You know what I mean? You said something to me once, way back in Birmingham, right? You said something to me. You said, we're ordinary people doing extraordinary things, right? And I went and told everyone, Tommy Robinson's invented this brilliant saying. I didn't know someone else had invented it. Like, I thought, Tommy's really smart, you invented this really good saying. But that is a really good saying. It's true. We're ordinary people doing extraordinary things. People talk about imposter syndrome. I say, sorry, go on.
We're doing things we shouldn't have to do.
Yeah, exactly.
We shouldn't have to be doing it.
No, we
shouldn't. Be sitting there, and our country should be governing us. They should be putting us first. They should be protecting us, but they're not. So we're having to get together. I think, what can we do? How can we stop this? What can we? But again, I know if I look at where we were 12 months ago and look at where we are now, people are willing to talk to us now. People who were too scared, it was too toxic, now realise actually they're right. Actually, they weren't extremists. Actually, everything they've been warning for has come true. Actually, they. Because we live in a total world now where good is bad and up is down, and they managed to a fucking man with a penis is a woman. They've managed to reverse the reality on everything.
Where they're calling good evil and evil good, and do you know what, mate? I really think this is a battle between good and evil, and we're on the side of good. I genuinely, and I've believed this from the very beginning, that we're fighting on the side of good. It's as simple as that, and I think that's why we get all the pressure, because it's not even just the pressure that people see. There's a lot of pressure happens, within families, within the movement, within all sorts of different areas, and I think that's why it happens, because I think we're fighting against the devil. That's it. I think we're fighting against evil, and we're on the right side. I'm absolutely. If I didn't think that, I wouldn't be doing it. And even when I first started watching your stuff, right, I watched it for a long time before I would even get involved, because I knew all about the problems with Islam from when I was a kid. I'd known about it for donkey's years, and I had to make sure that you were. So I watched to make sure you were the real deal, because at the end of the day, nobody's going to jump in and go, "Oh yeah, I'll support this guy," and then you turn out to be a headbanging Nazi. But I knew you weren't, because I'd seen the interviews. So when I first met you, I was like, "No, he's all right." And we had to convince all the veteran people and all the other people that were just very, very reluctant. And I went, no, I'm going to stand with this guy, because I know he's the real deal. And I've been with you for the last
They all got upset, didn't they, Rich?
Yeah. Oh, mate, they all fell out and they all spat a dummy out. What you doing standing with him? I'll go, because he's all right. He's saying what we're saying. What's wrong with you? They just didn't have a clue. But they all know now. Now they know. Do you know what I mean? And that's.
But people believe the media, even up till recently, they still believe the media. I had a message today, so many of them, I used to hate you. I used to fucking hate you, just based on what I was told. But anyway, let's start on a positive note, yeah?
Absolutely.
We are going to have a momentous day. We're going to have fun. We're going to smile the whole way through it. Do you know what we had? When we started our activism and our journalism with Rebel Media, we were the fun side, yeah? We laughed. We fucking were, man. The other side don't have fun.
I know.
Everywhere we went, we had a great time. It didn't matter. Even if we're getting all arrested, it was still a great time. So,
do you know what? I've had the best laugh the past 7 years. It's just there's things I look back on and go, did we really just do that?
I think at one point up a few years ago, it wasn't fun, man. I think at one point it wasn't fun. Even for me, I think it wasn't fun, but the buzz is back there. It's going to be fun. We want to put on a day that you can enjoy. A day you can feel part of something, and you know what? You will feel it. I know I feel it. When I go to that, you will feel the energy from it. So
I can feel it now. And do you know what? People are going to go away and they're going to say, "This was the best day ever." That's what they're going to say. It's the best day ever.
Well, I hope that. Do you know what? We've been asking people the cost of this event. Yeah? Now, how do we do it? How do we do it properly? We've took out proper. We've never took out insurance. Yeah? We took out public liability. We've never done that. We've got Portaloos. We've got a huge stage. We've got a fenced-off area. We're trying to put a disabled area. We've got the biggest PA system. We've got a piano hired, a singer hired. We've got even just the security, the hotels. We have to be sure. We have to be right about everything. That the cost is through the roof, man. And you know, if you're one of the people, that has when we pull this off, because we will, when we pull off and send a message, and the optics go around the world of the best day in London, of tens of thousands, hopefully, that come out for you, then it's the start. And if you're one of the people who have supported the campaign to fund this, then you can sit back with a smile on your face and know that it wouldn't have been possible without you. If we all just turned up and we couldn't play the movie, or you couldn't hear, we didn't have the right sound system, and we couldn't organise the way we've organised, then it's going to be a success because you've supported and give us the ability to create this success. Yeah, there's been a lot of work going on. As I said, we've been a lot. We had a meeting today, Rich, with the police again, didn't we? With 4 or 5 of them, and there's been continued back and forwards. I know Kaz has done a lot in the background with organising. We're trying to get all the citizen journalists organised. We've got the steward groups. We're trying to get ourselves organised and put on a fabulous day. And if you're one of the people who have contributed to it, or you're one of the people who's going to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, and travel from 3, 4, 5 hours on your own. If you're
3 o'clock in the morning.
3 o'clock in the morning. If you're any of these people, if you're any of these people, just know that I'm personally incredibly grateful for giving us the opportunity to fight back. This is a fight back. Fight back has started. It wouldn't be possible without the support of you. I sit confidently at times when something's happening, that I have the confidence that I know the public is there to support the work we do. I think the public value the work we do. If you haven't watched any of our documentaries, the minute this is finished, I know we're going to roll on. We're going to give you another date, another date we're all agreeing on, where we march again. But I'm straight into my next documentary as well. So we're going to release this documentary. I think I've got a good little array of documentaries we've done, Panodrama to the Plantation 2, to the Hope Not Hate expose, to the Rape for Britons, now to this one. And the next one's going to be on the court. So I want to expose the judges who lied. I want to prove they lied. And I want to expose their contempt hearings as the fraudulent, corrupt bullshit that they are. So yeah, but anyway, the film's good, man. And there's a lot of people I need to thank. And there's
yeah. I mean, it's some team, man. You got some team, and the reality is that I just think I just know that this is the start of something absolutely massive, and I'm almost a bit nervous because none of us want to put a foot wrong to disturb things or make things So I'm going, right, Richard, just sit back. Just let it all happen.
There's me nearly scrapping at the hairdressers.
Mate, wasn't your fault. I saw it. I saw it. I was just thinking, I'd love to have been there just to flip and educate him a bit. You know what I mean? But it's just, it's not right. I mean, that happening is just, and it just shows you, like at the end of the day, it shows you what that sort of mentality is about. That's just a scumbag.
I've got a few big interviews next couple of days as well. Big channels. We've got Americans following us. 2 different American groups following us on the day, camera crews. We've got Visegrad. Visegrad, you've been following them?
Yeah, they're brilliant.
I'll sit down with Visegrad. We're doing some work in London with them. We've got lots happening, man. And do you know what? Do you know how much of a fire I have in my belly? That I know that we now have the ability to reach outside of our echo chamber and change people's minds. To let people think. And that I used to get a buzz off that. I got a buzz off my Oxford Union speech, going in the comments and reading all the people who said, I hated you until I watched this. And that is the work we need to do. We need to enlighten them to change their ideas of the way they view the world, or the way they view our country and what's happening, and open their eye to what we see, the problems that we see. And that's why I get the buzz off the journalism. So I hope people enjoy the film we've made. I hope that it does it justice. As I said, it changed a lot from what it was going to be. It's an hour and a half, so apologies. If you come in, it's an hour and a half film. We've got 5, 6 speakers. We've got music, entertainment. It's going to be a long day, It's going to be a long day, but a fun day. Come on.
I mean, the thing is too, I think the weather's going to be kind of as well. It's meant to be overcast that day, so it's not going to be too hot. It's not going to be too cold. Just right. It's going to, honestly, it's going to be mega. And if you're not planning on coming, just change your plans. If you've got anything planned, cancel it and make sure you get to London. There's people coming from all over the world.
All over the world, man. All over the world. My messages every day. There's Canadians coming, Australians coming. There's Polish coming. There's Germans coming. There's everywhere.
And do you know what as well? See the love you feel at those demos. There's such a togetherness of the people. Like when people are there, everyone's talking to each other, everyone's networking, exchanging phone numbers, getting to know each other. And even afterwards, when people go for a meal or go for a few beers afterwards, it all continues. So there's a great community spirit there. And I think if we could build this to 30 million people in 5 years' time, I think we'd all be quite satisfied with that, mate. Why not?
Maybe.
Why not?
32. Right, sound rich.
Okay, brother. Yeah, listen, lovely. Right, guys, I'm gonna knock this off because this lad wants to get to bed because he's got a load of work to do like I have. So, and we'll see everybody that watched this on Saturday. See you all soon.
Right,
Adios.
Without Miguel de Grass. See you later. He's in the police station.
Yeah, run it to the coppers, eh? See you, man.